Alright, welcome back, 7th graders. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. This first part of your notes is prior knowledge. Okay, oops, sorry, you guys keep chipping a little bit. Forgive me here. I don't have myself set up too well. Okay, so if you want to, you can start drawing this map. So the prior knowledge is draw a histogram. Now a histogram is kind of like a bar graph, but the bars all touch and there's an interval down here that we follow. So we can kind of see here 60 to 69, 70 to 79. So I did 60, 70, 80, and I kind of skipped a little bit of numbers here because I don't want to show everything that I have. So I'll start at 60. So you can kind of see that we're going to do. And the bars touch each other, okay? So I'm going to draw this in purple here. So 60 to 69 goes to 11. So I kind of have 11 hitting right about here. I counted by 2s on this side here. Maybe I shade that bar graph in a little bit. 70 to 79 is 20 here, so I just continue up from this line and maybe go over like this, okay? And usually the bars should be the same width. Now obviously there's going to be some human error involved here. This one's going up to 22 here, okay? So these distances here should be the same. These are all 10s that I did here. 15 is going to hit right about, oops, I should actually be able to count here today. 15 is bigger than 14. And then 100 to 109, I'm sorry, is 6, which is about right here. Okay. And then 110 to 118 is 4, so that's right about here. Okay. So we can kind of see the distribution, okay? And these are heights of trees. Okay, so this is the height that the trees are. So there are 11 trees at this height. There are there's 20 trees and 22 trees. So this is about the height of a regular sized tree here, right? This is where the majority of the data lies. The rest of it gets kind of low, right? Trees that are 120 feet are few and far between here, okay? So that was prior knowledge. You would have learned that in about 6th grade, hopefully. But if you didn't, now you kind of have an idea. Today we're going to talk about outcomes and sample spaces, okay? Now, we've kind of talked about this, so you guys have done a probability worksheet before, but we're going to kind of break it down a little bit farther here. So when you play a game, the game will either end in you winning, you losing, or some sort of tie, right? These are called outcomes of the game, okay? All of the possible outcomes are called the sample space. So because all three of this is the only possible way for the game to end. Someone wins, someone loses, or there's some sort of tie. That is the sample space. So what is the sample space of flipping a coin? Well, you could get heads or tails, right? Now sometimes they'll put this in the little funny brackets, H, comma, T, heads or tails. The sample place, what is the sample space for rolling a die? A die, you guys all know dice, right? So again, I'm going to write those funny brackets. I could get a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6, right? And I'm assuming it's a regular fair-sided die. It's not some funny trick one, right? And then what's the sample space for weather? Now this one could have a lot of different sample spaces, right? Depending on how crazy you get. So I could have sunny, and you could use words inside of your brackets. It doesn't just have to be numbers. Sunny, I could have cloudy. I could have partly cloudy. I could have rainy like it is today. I could have maybe a thunderstorm. And in Michigan, we know that it likes to snow. Okay, so we're going to call that our sample space for now. That covers just about everything. Maybe there's some other freak things, but we're going to say that's our sample space today. Okay, so the sample space is just all of the outcomes that could possibly happen. Okay, so when you're rolling a die, the only things that could come up are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we rolled 2 dice, I could come up with some different numbers, right? But with only 1 die, this is all I could come up with. If I have a coin, it's heads or tails, right? The chance of it landing on its side, we're going to forget about that for this chapter, okay? So I'm going to give you a set of cards. Now, obviously, yours does not come out in color, so I just wrote the colors of the cards on there. So you have this set of cards, and you draw 1. Then you record each color that you pick. What are the possible outcomes? So I could have, I do my cute, whoa, too many things. Do my cute little set. I could have purple. I could have blue. I could have green. I could have another green. So I do write that twice, white or brown, okay? Now, what you could say is there are 6 outcomes, right? Because there's 6 different cards, but there are 5 types of outcomes because there are 2 green cards, right? So no matter which card I pick of green, I still get green, So there's 5 different types of outcomes, but 6 actual outcomes because there are 6 cards. Okay. Now we're going to move on. So that was sample space. So sample space is all the possible outcomes. Now this is going to kind of sound silly at first. An event is a collection of outcomes from an activity. So if I said, what are the, well, let's do this example. Let's not make a different one up. For example, if we roll a die, we know the outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like we talked about. The event of rolling an even number has an outcome of 2, 4, 6, because the only even numbers in rolling a die are 2, 4, and 6, right? So again, I still put this in, and this is what the event is rolling an even number. Okay, so if you're looking at an alphabet, what is the outcome? You pick a vowel. So that would be A, E, I, O, or U. We're going to skip the whole Y issue right now. Okay, what about the letters after W? W, X, Y, and Z, right? So this is the event. These are both events. A consonant that comes before P. Now, in case you don't know, a consonant is non-vowel letters, okay? So P, Q, R, S, T, U is a vowel, V, W, X, Y, and Z. So this is the event that we pull a consonant that comes before P. Oh, I'm sorry, that comes before. We're going to say after P because I did after. If you want to get technical, you can do before. So this would be after P. Before P would be A is a vowel, B, C, D, E is a vowel, F, G, H, I is a vowel, J, K, L, M, N, O is a vowel, and then P. So this would be before P. This would be after P. See what happens when you don't read directions? All right, you should go ahead and start your homework, and we will talk to you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.